What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I wanted to look at the health regeneration in the beta build of CoD World War II. Now before we get into this breakdown, I just wanted to explain something for you guys. There's been a lot of people wondering why I'm wasting my time doing all this testing on these mechanics in the beta build of the game when things are likely to change. And also I have had people saying that I'm just complaining about every little thing in this game. What I'm trying to do is target the areas that people tend to have the most complaints with in the community. This isn't necessarily my complaints, but it's complaints that are in the community. And I'm trying to break down those mechanics to dispel any sort of misconceptions, because there are a lot of misconceptions out there, and it's hard for the devs to take us seriously if we're complaining about something that doesn't actually exist, or we're grossly exaggerating certain mechanics. And also, by breaking these down, I'm arming you guys with information that you can take to the developers and be like, hey, this is wrong, and this is exactly what is wrong, and this is what we would like to see to have this improved. So I just wanted to clear that up. I'm not necessarily complaining about anything with these, I'm just breaking it down and providing you guys with information so that we can be a more informed community that the developers can take more seriously. So let's get into health regeneration. I've been seeing a lot of claims that the health regeneration is twice as slow as previous Call of Duty games, or it's much slower than previous Call of Duty games, and I wanted to take a really close look at this. So first up, let's look at CoD World War II. In this situation right here, my enemy was using a PPSH at close range, and it appears the PPSH does 30 damage per shot up close because it is a 4-shot kill, and he hit me twice, so therefore I just took 60 points of damage. If we look at the blood that's on my screen and the indicators that I've taken damage, it takes roughly 5.5 seconds to start healing. And then from there, from the point where I start healing to the point where I complete my healing, it takes another 1.5 seconds or so to complete healing, and therefore the total healing time from the moment that I took damage to the moment that I was completely healed was just under 7 seconds. Now based on knowledge from previous Call of Duty games, the healing system has always worked like this. It takes you 5 seconds to start your healing, and then after that, if you take in more than 55 damage, you will heal slowly over time, whereas if you take less than 55 damage, you heal pretty much instantaneously. So in this situation, we did take more than 55 damage. It's quite apparent that we took more than 55 damage, and therefore it does take a little while to heal. Now let's look at a situation where I took less than 55 damage in CoD World War II. In this situation, I only get shot once in the back, and it was definitely not over 55 damage. Whatever hit me, it didn't deal a ton of damage, and in this situation, I get fully healed in right around 5.5 seconds. Now let's compare that to Infinite Warfare. Now Infinite Warfare is the most recent Call of Duty game, so it's fresh in everybody's minds, and this is what a lot of people are comparing it to when they say that World War II has slow health regeneration. You may be very surprised to see that it is pretty much identical in Infinite Warfare. It's likely coded to be identical. It can be a little bit difficult to do the frame-by-frame testing here, especially when you don't have the health bars in CoD World War II. You can't actually see the health bar and see exactly what's happening. You have to base everything off of when things start to fade and stuff like that, so there's a little bit of room for error there. But in general, the timing is exactly the same compared to Infinite Warfare. So the simple fact is, in CoD World War II, at least in the beta build, your health regeneration is the same as a lot of the previous Call of Duty games. Now why does it feel slower? Well, first off, currently there are no perks that you can use to reduce your healing time. So in Infinite Warfare, we had Merc's Infusion trait, which allowed you to heal faster. I remember back in Ghosts, we had ICU, which allowed you to regenerate your health faster. We don't have anything like that yet, at least in CoD World War II, so that might be part of it. But honestly, I think it's much more due to the fact that in CoD World War II, when you get yourself into a situation, especially after a gunfight, you can't really retreat from that situation really quickly and effectively like you could with advanced movement. So I think what's going on here is a lot of advanced movement players are used to being able to take some damage and then just get out of that situation really quickly, heal up, and then get back in the fight when they're ready. Whereas in World War II, once you're in that situation, you often have to just fight it out, and you don't have the time to heal up. I'm sure map design also plays into this a little bit, because map design in CoD World War II, at least the ones that we had access to in the beta, could be a little bit chaotic at times, and therefore there were just a lot of situations where you didn't have time to get out of there, take cover, and heal. So I hope this brought some new information for you guys today and let you know that the health regeneration is in fact the same in this game. But having said that, because of the way that the game plays out and everything, I personally wouldn't be opposed to a slight increase in your healing speed, or potentially even a basic training skill that gave you faster healing, kind of like ICU or infusion in the past. Now, I don't know if that would become a crutch basic training skill, or if it would be balanced well with the other ones. It could potentially be a crutch, so I'd like to know what you guys think in the comment section below about that. First off, were you surprised by these results? Personally, I actually was a little bit surprised. When I went in and I did the testing frame by frame, I honestly thought it was a little bit slower than Infinite Warfare, but it turns out that's not the case. And second, I'd like to know what you guys think about health regeneration. Would you like to see it lowered for everyone? Or would you like to see a basic training skill that allows you to increase your health regeneration speed? Or do you think that would be a bad idea and that would become a crutch perk? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.